If you've been watching my channel for a while now, chances are you could probably tell I'm a massive fan of DaTruthDT. I mean, isn't it obvious? Look at the mass amounts of Dokkan Battle gameplay on my channel. Yes, some would say that I am in fact a Truth clone. In all seriousness though, Truth has played a massive part in how I make my content now. Back to when I first started making showcase content till today, where I am, I guess, the Turkey Tom of Dokkan Battle YouTube. Truth's words, not mine, not mine. Until this day, I still get super excited talking to the guy. Now, I know what you guys are probably going to say. I meet writing like crazy and I need to take his slong out of my mouth. Buckle up, Truth haters, because this is not a safe space for you. Hold on to your Zenless Zone Zero body pillows, chat, because what I'm about to tell you right here, right now, might blow your fucking minds. So just be prepared. It's not happening. It's never going to not happen. So I say to you yet again, with a smile on my face and my pants full of gooner juice, let's get to the Truth interview. Oh my god, I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close. Yes, I'm so close. Yes. Oh yeah, baby. Daddy is coming home soon. Yes, he is. Yes, he... Oh. I didn't see that. Before we get to the actual interview, I just wanted to ask you guys to like and subscribe. You can take it back at any point in time, and it really helps out the channel more than you know. With that said, enough wasting your time. Let's get into it. So I have Truth with me. Probably one of the biggest... Well, actually, the biggest Dokkan Battle YouTuber known today. Truth.
I also have one of the higher sub counts.
Oh, dude, whatever, man. Fuck
Wait, it was a weight joke. I was laughing about that. Yeah, I guess you're chat. He's a little slow today. I guess I don't know.
It's 4 a.m.
Yeah. Stay on your toes. All right. We're ready.
So I have Truth with me, probably known as the biggest Dokkan Battle YouTuber outside of Dokkan World, his arch nemesis. Truth, you've been in the community.
Yeah. Arch nemesis.
I just slipped that one.
Me versus AI. I'm like the girl from Terminator 2.
I already know, but for the people who don't know, how did you get into Dokkan? And then how do you feel about the climate of Dokkan Battle content today?
Well, I got into Dokkan. I was uploading Xenoverse 1. And I wanted to look up how to become Super Saiyan, I believe is what it was. And I, found Rhyme Style. And then I, ended up getting recommended his videos to Dokkan or clicked them myself or something like that. And then bam, there you go. I'm in Dokkan. 500 years later. There we go.
And then in the current, like, compared to how 2016...
Okay. When you say current climate, because I'm not one of these kids who go, oh, back in 2017, 500 years ago, the game was so good. Like, the game was terrible. Everything was way worse back then. It's just now people have played the game for 8 years, 9 years. That is what it is. They're burned out. They're tired. It's like now it's more of like an archaic game compared to some new gotchas. It's just more stuff like that. It's just Dokkan has been around forever. That's all it is. Like, modern Dokkan YouTube is not... I don't think I'd agree that it's worse than it ever has been. Or the game is. It's just... It's a thing that's been going on for years, right? Again, well, when I first got into Dokkan, like the era you're talking about, that's before, like, Xenoverse 2 wasn't even out at the time. Right? Xenoverse 1. So...
Well, I don't think that this era of like Dokkan content is like bad or anything like that. I think that there are less ways to... I feel like Dokkan content is like stagnant right now. Like, there's you and then there's Dokkan World, and
yeah, but I mean I don't know how to say this, but I mean that is on others to solve that problem. I mean, again, it's no, like, people have to come up with their own style, their own format. Just trying to do like the exact same thing that me or Dokkan World does or something like that, like, it's not gonna cut it, right? Like, it's like I mean, so.
I mean, even now, I think people go to Dokkan World for an entirely different reason than they would your channel, though. Like, Dokkan World is just like, hey, what does this character look like in their absolute most, like, craziest situation ever, like their most wank situation, and then you have the personality behind the showcases and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think that the Dokkan climate right now, or the climate of Dokkan Battle YouTube right now, is kind of, I don't want to say a sinking ship. I think I've said that before in a interview, but more like a ship that isn't really,
okay. Like... I mean, this exact type of discussion, like, people were having in 2017, Oni. Like, again, like it's not, you're not broaching on anything new here. People were saying, oh, 3rd anniversary, the game is done. Oh, game is done. Oh, it's dying. Oh, everything's falling off. We're like on like 10 years of that now. Like it's
but I don't think
it's more so that things are what they are.
Yeah. I don't think
like
the game
in 5 years, it's going to be, we're at the 15th anniversary. The game is done, man. It's done. Dokkan YouTube has never been worse. The game has never been worse. Like, it's always going to be like that, but it's just people mostly being, burned out or having been around for the game for a long time. That's why I think for people like breaks and stuff like that from the game is very healthy.
I don't know. I think that, there is a major difference in how Dokkan Battle content is constructed today than how it was like even a couple years ago. And I think most of that has to do with like the amount of people making content on the game. Like me, not Talon.
I think what you're referring to is not the amount of people making content in the game, but more so the size of channels making content on the game, right? Like it's like Rhyme was more active, D-Free was more active. Some of these guys with like higher sub counts were more active in Dokkan back then, whereas now like they don't really do that very much. Nano does his videos here and there, right? But there's maybe less channels where Dokkan is just a full-on constant priority that are like 100K sub plus channels, right? Like Mr. Rami has only just recently gotten there, right? So,
would you agree with the like? Do you think that you would agree if I said that people will take a look at your channel and they see like how successful you've become doing what you do on YouTube, and they take that to heart? Like they're like, you know what? Truth's doing just showcase content. I'm specifically, this is what works. I'm specifically going to do this for YouTube.
Okay. Would people like look at that? Yes. People would look at me and think like that is kind of like a recipe for success, or like how to kind of like grow or something like that, for sure. Right. When I first started looking at, at doing Dokkan content, like I see how Rhyme did videos, D-Free did videos, Gaming Claw. Like I would say like those are probably the 3 main inspirations I had. Obviously, I watched Nano's content as well. I did watch Live in Ichigo at the time, but I would say like again, Rhyme, D-Free, and Gaming Claw are kind of like
Gaming
the big.
Claw. That's interesting. I didn't think.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. He was. Oh no, I love this content. Like before I ever like got introduced to him, we became friends or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. Animated Muscle. I thought Animated Muscle was one of them.
He became it, but what the time frame I'm talking about is 2016.
Oh, I see.
I became more familiar with Animated Muscle in 2017 after I'd already started recording, and then eventually I think Muscle was the first collab I did, right? I think.
Yep.
Might have been.
It was.
Yeah, he's obviously the GOAT as well, but again, I'm talking about just even a little bit before that, right?
Okay. Do you?
Because I first started doing Dokkan content, it was in like October of 2016, right? And then like Animated Muscle, like we became kind of like familiar and stuff like that in June or July of 2017, something like that.
Okay. Do you feel like there is a specific creator out there who's kind of? Would you? I keep saying this and it kind of sounds corny, but like the grandfather of Dokkan content, like who's the person who put Dokkan Battle on the map, would you say?
I mean, Rhyme is who would come to mind for me. It's Rhyme. It's like I know Rhyme has like moved away from Dokkan and stuff like that, but judging by everything I saw at the time and stuff like that, it feels like he was definitely the grandfather of this kind of like community. I think so. Rhyme, for sure.
Okay. So you don't think that Dokkan content now has changed at all compared to how it used to be? I'm not like even outside of like the Dokkan Battle's dying stuff, or like the Dokkan Battle content is dying or whatever, which I don't think is the case. But I feel like there are very specific like ways, like Dokkan Battle races and stuff like that. Those were massive.
Okay. So what you could say is maybe nowadays it's less personality driven by a lot of creators, right? Like it's back then it's races and summon collabs and stuff like that. It's like, I don't, like, I came on the scene, and it's like, I don't know, before I started like Rainbow and everything, I don't, like, people weren't really doing that, right? Like, it's like all the videos back then was like, you know, they'd be doing single summon videos.
Yeah.
And then I just started, I kind of just went all the way. And then now that's kind of like the standard is like rainbows and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could probably point at me for kind of the path it's taken, but.
Do you think?
And I know here's another thing too. I mean, we could get into this. I don't really want to talk about private server stuff too much, but private server stuff killed the soul of Dokkan. Like it did, right? So it's like back then, people were not using that. Like it was not, there were not videos and shit like that. It's like your characters that you summoned, you grinded up, you like got. That was like what the content was on, and then eventually it became kind of just more like you know, like a printing press of like next unit, Rainbow, next links once that came out, all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah, I think that the way, I mean, Dokkan is a completely different game, and like I think content has kind of evolved to, I guess, Dokkan content has kind of evolved to in the same way, right? Like Red Zone had come out. There's like so many more events that you're able to do as a Dokkan YouTuber now. Compared to what things used to be in like even 2018. So do you think that, I mean, you kind of pointed it out. Do you think that you had a lot to do with how Dokkan content is framed nowadays?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Dokkan,
I mean,
Rainbow...
you could even look at, I mean, you referenced him a million times, Dokkan World, but I mean, the dirty little secret is that Dokkan World's entire channel is completely ripped off of what I do and what Jinro did back then. That's what the channel is. So, I mean, if me and Dokkan World are the two, I don't know, I guess biggest creators that just do Dokkan content, is that true? Is there another one that's kind of like on that level that just, because like Nano,
I wouldn't consider Nano. Yeah, I wouldn't consider Nano. Yeah, I wouldn't consider him that. I think when I'm talking about like biggest Dokkan Battle creators, I'm thinking of like specifically.
Okay, then
Dokkan,
yes, you could point to me as being the fault then, because like a lot of, I guess this stuff has followed me after I became established.
Do you feel like Dokkan Battle, like, you know, getting into Dokkan Battle content right now is like a good idea or a bad idea?
I mean, I don't see how someone could realistically like carve out the same path I did from Dokkan, right? But again, back when I did this, no one was streaming when banners came out on like GP and stuff like that. Right? Like nobody was doing that. Nobody was rainbowing these characters and doing max videos before I was doing it. No one. It's like, again, I you know, like you look at it, like I started doing it, and then, you know, Dokkan World copied, other channels started doing it, like, you know, private server kind of became a little bit more popular. I was not the first one to use that. There was a data download back in March of 2018. Jiren and Kefla. Kefla's Awakening, Jiren, couple of characters, Caulifla, Kale. There was a data download, and they were all in the data.
Yeah. But
they weren't coming out for a week. And then people have put up private server videos of that. So like Jiren's first time in Dokkan, right? And you get these videos up of Jiren, and it's like he doesn't come out for another 10 days. And like people have just got videos up of him already. And then after that, it's like, I don't feel comfortable with this. Just, you know, not like just sitting here, like, like I don't have any Jiren content up, stuff like that. And then eventually the reason why those characters, like, it was weird they were in the data so early is because eventually that was when UI Goku was added to that, like just a couple hours before he released. So then like eventually Jiren and UI Goku were on like the same banner and stuff like that, right?
I got like two more questions for you. One is probably going to be like similar to what I've asked before, but I guess, do you feel like back then people were forced to be a little bit more creative in the way that they made content compared to nowadays, or do you think it's about the same?
Forced. Oh, well, but what are you referring to the fact that people could not even play the game and just turn the private server on, and have everything maxed out, and,
I
do
think
content on it?
no, I guess what I mean. Well, I mean, if you want to use that for
Because like back then,
nowadays.
okay, like Super Vegito is out.
Mhm.
You couldn't even use him unless you had a big time account, because you had to beat him 1,000,000 times to awaken him and get him, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Super Vegito, oh my god, is out. But it's not like there's, you know, again, like a printing press of showcases on him, because it was really tough to even first summon him, right, which is super hard, and then grind him up, which was also super hard. Back then, the process of awakening the characters, you know, Texel, Egil, Super Vegito, you know, that was the tough content of the game, right? It was awakening characters.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I meant more so on the in like, you know, if we're gonna go back to the gaming claw.
Oh, okay, hold on. But like some of the more maybe personality, like Rhyme and Nano doing like these, you know, summon collabs that everyone loved and stuff like that. I mean, one reason it might have been like that is because, again, doing some of the outright content was very difficult at the time, right? Like, and there was far less to do in Dokkan.
Yeah. Do you
like? When I say far less, I mean like less than 1/10 of what we have nowadays,
yeah,
or something, right?
For sure, definitely. Yeah, you get it then. You get it. Yeah, I think do you think that like the potential system kind of really helped shape the way Dokkan content is nowadays?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Potential system? Why? No. It was, again, I mean, people are going to get really salty. Always, oh my god, but it's the private server. It's the private server.
Okay, fair enough.
Because the potential system came out in 2016. Like it's like these like Max Link big time stuff that did not start for quite a while afterwards, right? Like people were not, you know, I mean, maybe it's tough to find now, but go back to that time. It's not like you're gonna find, you know, 1,000,000 like, you know, oh my, like, okay, so the potential system is added into the game, and then day one, here's what Buhan looks like rainbowed in Buhan. Here's what STR Omega looks like rainbowed. Physical Vegito Blue. Like it wasn't like that.
Then again,
right?
outside
like,
of your channel and like maybe D-Free, because he was very into the like more like showcase style content. There wasn't really, showcases weren't really a thing. Like it was more so collabs between creators, I think, was really popping off back then.
And yeah, like you said, like races were big back then. But again, races came from kind of like, I guess I would say like a need, because there wasn't really much content you could actually do, right?
Yeah.
Like besides summoning and like, you know, awakening the character.
Yeah. Okay, my last question for you today would be, you have been in the community for closing in on a decade.
2016.
Yeah, closing 2016. But we're getting to that point. It's getting crazy. But you've seen how the, you know, content is on YouTube. I'm sure you keep your ears to the ground. You see a lot of smaller creators.
Yeah, I would say YouTube has been doing, you know, maybe over the past year or so, a much better job. I feel like it's pretty common where I get recommended, you know, like videos that have like 10 views and stuff, like Dokkan videos. I see it pretty often, and like I take a look sometimes, right? Like see what people are looking like and stuff like that.
If you had to give advice to anybody like trying to grow in this community, or maybe even like just general advice for YouTube in general, you've been in the game for a long time. You make, I say daily uploads, but it's like an insane amount of uploads a day, every year.
Well, okay. So the reason I'm able to do that is because I'm genuinely having fun and I love the game, right? You can't do 4 or 5 videos per day for, you know, 10 years in the same game. Like, I legitimately love Dokkan that much. Like, I don't need to say it anymore. It's obvious after this much time, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would imagine that there would be YouTubers who might be, like, inspired. Like, they would see, maybe not even, like, my content anymore, right? But maybe they see, like, you know, Mastinga or Toon Rami or something. Toon Rami's very fun. A lot of personality. Does, like, his, you know, kind of like his voice acting and stuff like that in these videos. So, like, I could see Toon Rami being direct inspiration for many, like, new YouTubers coming up. And, I mean, I would say you know, if that's how you get your foot in the door for YouTube, sure. But, you know, you can, you know, branch out, but follow most what you're having fun. Because if you're just going to try and do Dokkan to try and, you know, get to like a big growth level, but you're not having fun, it's just not going to work. You're eventually just going to crash out, is what happens. Like you have to be having fun. Even if you're making money, like you have to be having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's my recommendation is don't, like, people could try it, but don't force yourself to do it if you're not having fun. You can find your own niche, right? Like starting with Dokkan and then adjusting to something else is not like, and Diddy. I mean, Diddy still does Dokkan here and there, but like look at the way he's kind of, you know, just did like Dokkan stuff and then kind of like evolved into what he is now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like an example like that. Diddy, I feel like, is potentially a good template for newer YouTubers to look into. Maybe you might not have the personality of Diddy, but just kind of the way he's operated, I feel like could be a good study point for people to do.
Okay. I think taking a look at the entire timeline of like every single bit of Dokkan YouTube, you can learn something from like most of them. Like I said, I always say, I think the Gaming Claw's content was way ahead of its time. Like if his content was out,
yes,
like,
he was great. He was incredible. 100%. The title is, it eludes me, but he did something. It was like a super showcase or super breakdown or something like that. An AGL Super Vegito. Like I would maybe recommend looking at that. Like he was definitely ahead of his time. Very creative for sure. 100%.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you for joining me today. I just, any final thoughts? Like, do you? I see it sometimes on your channel where you're like trying to spread out into different avenues of content. If they're
well, okay. I mean, sometimes I would like to. So like Spark and Zero comes out, like I definitely want to make sure I'm a little bit on that wave as well. But like I'm not really trying to like pivot into somewhere different or something like that. You know, like I'm not. It's just like, okay, like I could do like a reaction here or there or something like that. But like I still, I mean, here's the thing. Again, I'm not looking to leave Dokkan. I really enjoy it, genuinely.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Well, thank you for joining me today.
But there's nothing wrong with, again, doing, like I did like a couple of reaction videos, right? Like, you know, I've done some other stuff here and there, but
yeah, I mean, I don't think branching out is like the worst. I don't think you have to leave Dokkan or, you know, I don't think branching out requires you to leave Dokkan. I think that, you know, I personally think you've got it in you to do what Nano does, genuinely. But, you know, that's up to you. It's not my channel. I can't decide that for you. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate you for stopping by and having this chat with me. I think your opinion is probably now more than ever, I think, is probably the most important opinion in the Dokkan Battle community. You're the most active on Twitter. You interact with the community the most. Like, it's very obvious that you're very passionate about Dokkan as a whole, like everything. So I had to get you in this video. There's no way.
Okay. All right. You could take my pee out of your mouth. It's all
Shut
good.
up!
And now, chat, the reason I'll talk to him like that is because, like, you know, the voice call starts and he's taking shots and stuff like that. Like, the recording starts and he's on his knees for me, but he presses that button and he, you know, the jokes are coming out. You could be natural on video, buddy. It's fine.
What do you mean?
You can get your shots in, dude. It's fine. Oh my god,
dude!
It's just, you know, the thing some of y'all will learn is that I do act the same. when you've got that red button clicked or not, you bastard.
Dude, I feel like I'm pretty natural on, you know, when I'm recording too. This is an interview.
No, yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
sure. Dude, I mean, our first interview, I was like, dude, big fan. Massive. Well, actually, no, I don't think I recorded that part. Yeah, you might have got me there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you got me. I'm cooked. It's fine. All right, but
yeah,
thank you.
You're a goose. You're a goose.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.